Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here with Drink a Beer and Play a Game, and welcome to another episode of the Power Hour podcast.
Yes, hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 115. Thank you once again for joining us this evening, or day, or whenever you're listening. Hi.
Jim, speaking of thank yous, I want to give huge shout outs to a couple folks. First off, our good buddy Tina Marie, who is gracious enough to model off our new raceback tank top. If you follow us on Instagram, you know what we're talking about, but I'll also have the pictures up on our site.
They're on Twitter's now. I just posted them too.
Yeah, and she did an amazing job. Really appreciate it. But also all the people who have been going along with the No IPA May. And if you're listening to this, you still have a couple days if you want to get your submission in. But really the MVPs of that have been Peekaboozy and our good buddy Alex Perez. Because they've been hitting us up with multiple submissions. And we really appreciate it. I love seeing all the submissions from all of you. And, you know, just taking the time to post with us. I want to say cheers to that.
Yes, thank you to everyone who's been joining in on that. And thank you to everyone who's been buying the t-shirts. This round has been going way better than the first ones did. So,
Jim, the real question is, can we, if we're able to sell like an additional 20 t-shirts, will you take the same shots as Tina? In the same poses.
how about if we sell like another 200 t-shirts? 2,000 t-shirts. I'm backing myself in a corner unless they pay.
Jim, there's already pictures of you like in your undies drunk on your Facebook. It's like, what difference does this make?
Yeah. I was taken advantage of in those pictures, Brian. I was the victim.
You wish you were.
I was the victim.
All right, well, once again, I just want to say cheers and thank you. And Jim, speaking of No IPA May, what do you got in your glass tonight?
Right now, I am starting off with the Raspberry Lemon Sour Mash, part of the Kaleidoscope series from the Devil's Canyon Brewing Company out of San Carlos, California.
I was going to say, that looks dangerously like an IPA, Jim.
Sour ale brewed with raspberries and Meyer lemons.
So, interesting. So it tastes like a raspberry lemonade, maybe?
Yep.
It's actually pretty dark.
Good radio silence there.
Yeah,
it's somewhat dark. It's somewhat hazy, but really light flavor. Super, it's all the citrus you would expect, but very tasty.
Nice. And
but it's not like, it doesn't have that, like, overwhelming, like, back of the mouth feel. It's very, like, front mouth feel.
I want more mid-mouth feel, Jim. Come on. So, Jim, I'm going with this guy, and I did the picture on our Instagram, but it's the Lucky Buddha.
Oh, yeah.
It's the beer from, let's see, do I have a specific area? The Shandong Yangqian Brewery out of Shandong, China.
Right, careful, they're going to make you apologize like John Cena.
It's 4.8%. It's a light lager. It sucks. It's nothing special. I mean, it's like it's like any light lager. It's actually like just a tinge bit sweeter, but it almost reminds me of that thing that we've talked about all the time. Almost every Heineken I had felt like it was a slightly bit skunked.
Yeah.
And as we've talked with a few brewers, that really just comes to if they were out in the sun, this and that, and the fact that this gets imported in just like Heineken, it probably does get exposed to the sun, and it just isn't kept as fresh. So
right, needs a little ball.
It might need a little ball. I don't know how it would taste fresh, but yeah, I mean, it looks exactly like a light lager, pretty much crystal clear, very decent amount of carbonation, almost no head, very little lacing. Yeah, like I said, it's
come for the glass, stay for the glass.
Do you still have any of those? What was that other Chinese beer?
Tsingtaos. I have 2 of them that I'm saving for you.
All right, yes. We should definitely do a comparison between that and this, because I feel like it's the only Chinese beers. That and the, what is it called? Tiger, I think, is a Chinese beer too.
I guess.
So yeah, tastes kind of interesting. But Jim, are you excited at this point or sad that No IPA May is wrapping up?
I said it last week, I'll be happy to have the convenience back. But
Do you think you're going to go IPA heavy?
No. But I probably will wind up being somewhat heavyish just because everything I have left now is an IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Except for a couple random... I was actually like cleaning some shit out, and I was like, oh shit, I have some like Yingling Porters over here, or like the Yingling chocolate ones.
Yeah.
That like
Oh, the Hershey's one?
The Hershey one, yeah. I forgot I even had it, so I'll probably be digging into those soon. But
Yeah.
there'll be a way to round out an IPA made. But no, I'll be happy for the convenience, but I mean, I don't miss it.
Yeah, those Doppelbocks I did last week, they were a terrible idea. They were very delicious, but 7 point something%. I did 4 of them on a very empty stomach, and good old Bri woke up feeling like that good, that beautiful hangover. Every movement in your bed has pressure in your head, and it eventually just was like, oh, I'm just going to puke up a little bit of bile. And every sip of water after that was just water coming right back up.
Yeah, Bri actually did a little just chatting on Twitch as he was rendering and editing everything together after we recorded. So, you doing that again? You're going to make that a common thing, or is that a spur of the moment?
I think I probably will. I will not be drinking beer that strong again for sure. I did enjoy it, and for everyone that did join, I mean, it got a lot more people than I was expecting, especially because it was so spur of the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I do want to make that a reoccurring thing, just because I'm up editing anyway. I might as well just have the camera on and talking with anyone who wants to talk. So if you do want to join, anytime. Jim and I usually record on Mondays. Stay tuned for like Monday night around 10:30ish.
10:30, 11 Eastern, something like that.
So yeah, that'll definitely try to be a recurring thing.
Yep. Even though this is a Tuesday that we're recording, so
yeah.
Special case.
Now, Jim, what about games? I feel like the past 4 weeks, all you've said is, I haven't had a lot of time to play any games.
No, I actually sat down a little more and played some games. So I was playing a little more Raiden 4 and getting my ass kicked. So then I put that down. And I had a night where I was like, all right, let's hit the true backlog. So I posted about this on Monday, but I've had Golden Axe 2 forever, but never put more than like 10 minutes into it. So I was like, fuck it, let me give this a go. And I wound up beating it. I had to play through it twice to get there. So my first playthrough, I got to the final boss and game over, and I was like, motherfucker. So I was like, I can beat this. So yeah, basically. So I just immediately restarted it and went through it again. And I was like, there we go. Nice little half hour. Takes a half hour to beat it. It has enough quality of life improvements over the first one, but it's still basically almost exactly like the first one. So it's a fun game. And actually started finally getting around to Pac-Man 99. Which it's been out for a little while, but I didn't touch it until a couple days ago. So, dude, these 99, 35, any of these games so far, like, they just suck me in.
But you still can't win them.
Well, I've only played Pac-Man a little bit. I actually fucked myself. I probably could have won this one game, but then, like, I, like, got a little too penisy and was like, okay, hit the pellet, eat the ghost. Like, I was trying to do the right away, but instead of hitting down to get the pellet and up to hit the ghost, I just did up to hit the ghost, and then I died. So I would have been like 5th place. I was like, God damn it! I was on a roll.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is called like choking.
That's exactly what that was. I bet I'll get 1st place in Pac-Man 99 before I get in Tetris. So,
Jim, do you think I can get it before you?
Probably, because you're going to do it out of spite.
Jim, what else is done in competition if not out of spite? Did you watch the Last Dance with Michael Jordan? You know how much that guy did? He had to make up stories of spite just to win.
Hey, the man was dedicated, so.
Yeah. But no, okay, well, I'm glad to hear you finally spent some time gaming. I took my break from Resident Evil 8. I played the last bit I'm going to of Retromania before our review to get more footage for it. Outside of that, it's been a little bit lighter for me than usual this past week. But yeah, it's been like a lot of dicking around with titles I've already played, like some Call of Duties and Dead by Daylight. So nothing really special. Gonna be moving on. Got some things fixed. And I can finally finish good old Donkey Kong. So
About time.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
About time, Brian. Pull your weight.
Jim, you sat on that game for how long? And then when you finally did play for an hour, you're like, my tum-tum hurts.
Hey, fuck me up. What can I do? Victim of circumstance. Much like my Facebook pictures, I was the victim.
Jim, you're never the victim.
I'm always the victim. I just take everyone down with me when they have to look at me.
All right, so This week, though, I will say I am excited because I will be able to get Donkey Kong done, and then finally we'll be able to move on. I think you should be able to start too with a little Darkwing done.
Yeah, I do have to get into that, so I'll
Yeah.
probably try and get on that this week.
And now that I got my new refurbished PS2, I can go on with my Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks review.
There you go.
Well,
Get Donkey Kong done
footage.
first.
Yeah, I know. I will. Calm your tits. You see him in the
remember, calm.
background. He's watching.
Background? Oh, Donkey Kong. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about my tits.
I see your tits in the background.
I was like, I don't know how that even works. Just lifting
hang-
them, flopping them over my shoulder.
Too many Simpsons jokes.
Yes. But anyway, moving on to good old Patreon. So, patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame, where for as little as $2 per month, you can ask a question that will be answered on each and every single one of these Power Hour podcasts. So,
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone. So, question the first from Game Whisperer Dean. DBPG coin, when?
Well, if Jim has anything to do with it, it'll crash right away and it'll never make any money. So I'll take care of that. I'm not wrong, Jim.
I have no rebuttal. Though I will say, my idea will be we're going to make NFTs out of all these lovely ladies submitting pictures of our T-shirt. Or
Jim,
no IPA,
I think we could make a whole line of Jim NFTs.
Oh, I'm sure we could make a whole line of Jim NFTs.
The many faces of Jim.
Who wouldn't want to own this in all my glory? In all my faces.
That's talk about scams. NFTs. Don't even get me started.
Count Dankula sold a picture of his nutsack for $7,700. Good for him. Next up,
guess.
from Sandy N. Simple question: tits or ass? Tits.
Tits are a young man's game who is immature, and then you grow up and you appreciate the ass.
No.
Yes,
no.
yes,
See,
because
anyone can work out their way to a nice ass, but a perfect set of tits that's the thing of beauty right there.
Jim, any tits you've probably liked have been fake.
But
So
I can
you
tell
buy
the
it.
difference. I can tell the difference.
Jim, I'm just saying, once you grow up and get enough experience in the realms, everyone becomes an ass man. If you're a little more inexperienced, you stay a tit man.
I'm not saying I don't like the ass, but no, Bri. I'm a man who enjoys a nice floppy set. Just wants to go in two different hemispheres whenever they're like getting played with. That's what Daddy likes right here. See, that's when you evolve beyond your childish '90s silicone, implants. That's when you go into the true nature, the beauty of nature, Brian. That's what I'm all about.
Well, Jim, given
Go
who
for
your
long
celebrity,
walks, go for
given
hikes.
given who your celebrity crushes have been in the past, it all adds up. And that's all I'm gonna say.
What? What? Just hanging out at the pool?
Yeah, but both are good. How about that?
There you go. Yeah, both are perfectly acceptable. So, next up, from G to the next level. What is a game that you sunk hundreds of hours of your life into that you look back and ask, why?
Ooh, that is a really good question. Hundreds of hours. There hasn't been many hundreds. Like the only 100 hours I've put into games have been all Bethesda, Fallout's or Skyrim or things that, or like any of the any of the Elder Scrolls games, and I didn't regret it. The game I probably came closest to, and I was like, I didn't need to do that, was probably Mass Effect. And it wasn't even close to 100 of hours. It was maybe 40 or whatever, 30. I forget how much. I did it, and I just went, okay, that was a thing. Like, and I'm not trying to hate on the game, but I could have easily just not played it. Like, I didn't get anything from that first game, and it kind of deterred me from playing the other. Even though I have the other two, I'm like, I don't want to sink my time into the other two. And even though talking with Jim, it sounds like the other two are much better. It's like, do I really want to go through all that again? Because there's a lot of issues I had with the shooting, with the driving, with the monotonous nature of it. It didn't grab me. So
No, I hear you there. You will be happy to know that they greatly fixed the shooting, and the driving's basically gone from the rest of the series. So, But no, I know what you mean there.
about you?
For me, But, I mean, the easy answer's got to be the two mobile games that I've sunk most of my goddamn life into, which was that Marvel card game. I actually had a good run for a couple years of playing the shit out of baseball games on my phone, and then of course Clash of Clans.
Which one do you regret more? Now we've gone over the Marvel card game. You've probably, what do you think? A couple $100 you might have dumped into that?
I probably spent like 150 tops, but that is the most I ever put in any mobile game. So that, I mean, just for money alone, that gets the W for the one I regret the most.
How much you been putting into Clash of Clans?
I think I've only ever put like $30 into that, like after all this time. Like that one, like that's just, I'm fine with the grind in that one.
Now let me ask you. You do have various, like, you have the Switch now. You have other Nintendo handhelds.
Yeah.
Why don't you just play games on those instead of just doing what amounts to complete wasting time on your phone?
I mean, I'm not like, actually, well, since I'm in Legends League, I only have 8 attacks per day now, which has greatly cut down my Clash of Clans time, luckily. That's what happens when you get that good. But no, I mean, I mainly play my Switch no matter what. So, I mean, yeah, for the most part, like, if I'm going to be gaming conveniently at home, it's playing the Switch. I barely touch my phone for games at home at this point.
Interesting. Jim, what would you do if Sandy just deleted it off your phone?
I'd re-download it.
What if she deleted all your save files?
Can't do it. Save to the cloud.
What if it was deleted? Would
possible.
would it actually get you mad, or would you actually feel a little wash of relief?
Little of column A and a little of column B.
Because you know it's the right thing for you, right?
No. Right, I'm at the perfect level right now. It's been a problem in the past when I had unlimited attacks, but now that it's more contained.
Chambers. Now, that is a great question, G, though. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No, that's definitely a good one. Next up, from Alex Perez. What are some of your family's favorite video games to play in your respective households?
Parents never were really into games. Brother was always, like I said, any sports games, but mostly Genesis sports games. The wife, she doesn't dislike games, she just doesn't play them as much. So it's kind of like a real toss-up, but she'll be down to play any kind of party-style game, let's put it that way.
Got ya. Yeah, I mean, between me and my wife, it's definitely Super Mario Party. Like, that's the one. Like, she doesn't game a lot, but like she'll play that, or she'll play Mario Kart. the poor girl, when we were playing Mario Kart 8, she was like, I was like, man, you're doing like surprisingly good. And then we realized we had drive assist mode on her. And then we're like, oh, let's try turning this off. You know, right into the walls the entire time.
But Jim, you should just allow her to have drive assist.
I do allow her to have driver assist, but her pride got a little hurt. So cut a little bit into the Mario Kart time. But no, I mean, that girl's a fucking fighter in the goddamn Super Mario Party games. So that's the one for us. And I mean, I've talked about it before with my old man, where we played shitload of pinball games and golf games. And with my brother, it was a lot of NHL games.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those were always the ones through the years playing with family members.
Yeah. Nice. Another good question. Thank you, Alex.
Yep, good one, man. And last up, from Gamer Astral. Favorite Mega Man X game and why?
I just go X, the original. I was just so hyped for it, being on the Super NES, and it just stuck with me, and I believe that was the one that had the secret of getting the Hadouken.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure that's the one. So, I honestly, that also kind of has to be my default, because past that, I really fell off playing Mega Mans altogether. Like, that was probably the last major one that I played, except for, what's that latest one, 9 or 11?
9 and 10. 11 just came out this last generation.
9. Yeah, I hadn't played really any Mega Mans past that X, so that has to be my answer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I famously did not own a Nintendo console until the 64, so now playing old school Mega Man on that. And then, yeah, just through the years, it's one I never got to, so the one I've only ever really touched was X, so it's got to be that for me. And yeah, that rounds up the questions this week. So once again, thank you to everyone for supporting the page, for dropping your questions in here, for all you patrons out there who are doing your game reviews. Once again, we are getting to them as we've talked about. And yeah, patreon.com/DrinkABeerandPlayAGame. Please, all the support helps us to keep improving the page and bring you stuff. and to bring
Yeah.
you new logos with new T-shirts on very attractive women. It's good stuff.
Oh, damn it, Jim. So moving right along to our only beer topic, and you put this up here, and I'm sure it hit a special spot in your heart. Coming to us from the Chicago Tribune, it was written by Josh Knoll, and he talks about how a box of beer sparked Hop Butcher for the world's collab with Smashing Pumpkins to celebrate Gish anniversary. So, Jim, I mean, this essentially can be rounded out as a guy that was a fanboy from the time he was 15, loved Smashing Pumpkins, sent him some beer, and it kind of randomly worked.
Yeah. So here's a little behind the scenes for everyone out there. I put this on here for next week, and I'd only briefly skimmed it, and I was like, I'll read it when we get to it next week. And then Brian jumped it into this week's episode, so I'm like, uh-oh. So, Brian, why don't you explain the article a little more?
Damn it, Jim, when you send articles, you need to read them.
Well, Bri, I had things planned out a certain way, and then little 11th hour asshole over here decided to fuck up the system.
So, at the end of the day, it is what I said. This guy, Jeremiah Zimmer, who's the co-founder of Hop Butcher, had sent a box to the Smashing Pumpkins. But it wasn't directly to them. It was to Madame Zuzu's Tea House, which is a Highland Park owned by Smashing Pumpkins frontman Billy Corgan. So him and his wife, Chloe Mendel, own the shop. I guess that was the only place he figured he could send it. Because that was when I first saw the article. I said, how the hell do you just send a box of beer to like someone like them? Like, how do you get their information? But no, he sent it to his shop they own. And yeah, they initially were kind of like, what the fuck is this? And he thought it was like bullshit samples, but they didn't open it for a while. And then eventually they opened it up, tried it out, and they enjoyed a few different like fruit beers, hazy IPAs, and it was just like a mixture from Hop Butcher. And then they were able to reach out, thank them for the beer, some conversations got started, and now they're collaborating to release a beer once again in honor of Gish. So that's called shooting your shot and really making it work. It's supposed to be released on May 29th and 30th, and it will be featuring 4-packs and single cans of Soulhead, plush to Gish themed pastries and other things that will all be sold out of their store, that Madame Zuzu's that I had mentioned. So that's
really cool.
Pretty damn cool. And I mean, Jim, obviously we've talked about your favorite band being Rush, but like, would you ever think to do something like that? Like, would you try that hard to shoot your shot?
No, probably not.
You're not that. What's funny is you're not that type, and maybe because you are the internet guy, it's funny because I'll make the joke about like, Jim, get so-and-so or reach out to so-and-so. You're like, I can't do that. I'm like, but it's just throwaway. Like, who cares? Like, you just try. And you're like, no.
I mean, I'll do it every once in a while. Like, fucking one time I tweeted at, like, the fucking Undertaker. I was like, hey, you did great on this podcast. Want to talk about beer and Texas beer? Of course, never heard back, but, you know, shit like that.
But that's what I mean. I mean, you seem more scared to shoot your shot.
It's not scared. It's just, like, Twitter's a different animal where it's just, like, anyone who's on there long enough knows the thing of, like, just being randomly tagged by someone you don't know, and it happens again and again where you're just so annoyed by it. You're just like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, that's the place where you have to, like, build an actual kind of, like, you know, almost, like, be a reply guy enough until they notice you. That kind of deal. It's not like Instagram where you can just, like you did with No IPA May, where you just started shooting your shot and DMing everyone to be like, hey, help us out here.
Yeah.
It's a whole different, like, ecosystem over there.
Yeah. I mean, Twitter is interesting, but then it's funny because I do see those stories of, like, someone does get replied to. It's like, oh, holy shit. But no, I look at this as, this guy even said he sent beer to, like, Jimmy Fallon. I don't know why, but it's one of those, if you were a brewer and you really wanted to somehow do some kind of awesome collab with your favorite artist, like, why not try it, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, that's also a thing where he was giving them something to get their attention.
Yeah.
It's not like just reaching out being like, hey, you want to, you know, blah, 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 blah. That would be like us just sending T-shirts out to, like, random celebrities or something. You're like, hey, you like this? Hey, you want to talk to us? Blah, blah, blah. So
that's what we got to do, Jim.
That's what we gotta do. Give a little, get a little. That's where that Patreon money's going.
Send out glasses and shirts to random celebs.
Yeah, we do have to make some goddamn glasses, though.
No, but it is an interesting article, and I know you being such a big Smashing Pumpkins fan probably geeked out a little bit.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I mean, damn, Billy owns a shop. He owns fucking NWA. Got his hand in a lot of different pots. Man's an entrepreneur.
I didn't think he made that kind of money from Smashing Pumpkins, that he could own all that stuff. But yeah, he's a businessman for sure.
Oh yeah, no, he learned to diversify. And then he can make a lot of recent albums that no one wants to listen to. So,
well, yeah. But
as it goes with every artist.
Exactly. But talking about business ideas and terrible ones.
Ooh, we got a double feature this week, Brian.
We sure do, Jim. We sure do. And before we get to the one I really want to yell at you about, let's start with the softer one. It's not even, I mean, we'll put the link below of where it's from, but everyone's seen it at this point. It's probably a week and a half old. And to be honest, kind of pulling back the veil, we were planning a podcast with some folks that we are going to get to. Unfortunately, we had to reschedule it. So, you know, we in theory would have already had the podcast out by now. But I don't know what else to say about this, but it's a Skyward Sword HD if you buy a $25 amiibo. Jim, are people happy about this?
Well, Bri, some could say that gamers were a bit mad. But here's the thing, Bri. I'm going to dub this specific amiibo for Skyward Sword the Hypocrisy amiibo. And because this is going to be the thing, this is one of the things where everyone in the world's pissed off, everyone in the world says it's bullshit, but it's also already selling out everywhere as soon as it came out because it's Zelda. Not just because it's Nintendo, but because it's Zelda. So basically, for those who don't know, Skyward Sword is getting the typical lazy Switch port. You know, a few little improvements, but, you know, nothing much. But it will still be $60. And they included a quality of life improvement, much like they did in Wind Waker HD on the Wii U. But unlike Wind Waker HD, where they just put it in the game, they are locking this one sole mechanic, which involves switching between ground and air, which in the original Skyward Sword, you had to get to a save point to do it, and do a lot of backtracking. A little bit of a pain. Where if you have this amiibo, you can instantly do it whenever you want. So I
thought it's just fast travel in general.
No, this is, I mean, it's basically fast travel between the two planes of the game.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, it's not like just in general, like it's all about like, you know, going between land and air in that game.
Gotcha. Yeah.
From what I hear, I haven't played it, but so yeah, like from everyone that I've seen, they're like, this would make the game so much more tolerable.
Yeah.
And of course, it is locked behind a $25 amiibo. So here's my proposal. If you buy Skyward Sword Switch for $60 and you pre-order this, you can never complain about Nintendo's practices ever again.
Dude, if anyone out there, yeah, this is what drives me crazy. You take a game, do the laziest port possible by just prettying it up, and Jim and I talked about this last time about true remakes versus like just graphical increases. Nintendo only does real graphical, but like Jim's saying, hey, you got this mechanic that could really help the game, and to so shittily put it behind an additional $25. Number one, the balls to release a game just prettier at $60. But then you're making it an $85 game, essentially, if you want the new feature that people would really enjoy. For people out there, like Jim just said, if you complain, you better sure as shit not have already pre-ordered this game. You are just eating that Nintendo dick and slurping it up because they can sell it to you. So do not complain if you already pre-ordered it or plan to pre-order it.
It's going to be the power of Zelda, like I said, because Zelda is that thing that's just untouchable, no matter how pissed off people are. And the funny thing is, this isn't the first time Nintendo's done it. People just didn't care as much. Because with Metroid Samus Returns, at the time when that came out, everyone was pissed off at Nintendo for canceling the fan-made remake of Metroid 2, where they just kind of glossed over the fact that, I don't even remember what the function was, but some big function was locked behind the amiibo for that. So I think that was a cheaper amiibo in general too, and also was for a game that like didn't really sell well. It was a game that no one really bought. But but yeah, at the time there was another controversy, so no one cared. This time though, everyone's going, well, what the fuck? But also all the pre-orders are sold out already. So,
Jim, any of the people that we know, and we do know a lot of Zelda freaks, are they even getting pissed off about it?
I mean, I've talked to a few that are just like, yeah, I know it's bullshit, but I like collecting amiibo. I'm just like, like, there you go. Well, next time they pull it, you can't complain. Don't do it.
Yeah, this is one that makes me sad. This is why we've said many times, the Nintendo bullshit that they pull is never going away because people keep buying it. So
that's how they get away with it every single time. And I mean, look, I'm guilty of shit too. Like, I bought the fucking Mario 3D All-Stars, but at least that's 3 games that were made prettier and put on the Switch. So at least it's 3 games with some improvements to them, and not just an extremely lazy port with a fucking locked feature behind it. So
I mean, Jim, you're still a sucker.
I know, I'm a complete sucker, but
don't try and justify it. Just accept.
It's less egregious.
Just accept. I mean, the only thing that's saving grace for you is you're not a Zelda fanboy. Because if you were, you would be first in line for this.
No, if I was a Zelda fanboy, oh god, last thing I need to be would be a Zelda goddamn fanboy. But yes.
Jim, we're going to get you a Triforce around your nipples.
No, Brian, I have to put it around my little P.E.K.K.A. And so that thing's
Damn
coming through the
it.
middle of it. And I can call it the Master Sword. Yeah.
Jim, if you were really clever, you get a tattoo of the guy in the cave right above your wang and say, the road ahead is dangerous. Take this with you. And then he presents.
That's good.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I don't know. I am too lazy to do the upkeep on my pubes like that. But for the bit, I'd probably have to.
But Jim, soon we're going to be sponsored by Manscaped.
Well then. Tattoo away.
Lawnmower 3.0. Come on.
There we go. The perfect grooming tool. See? We can do good.
All right, now you nutsucker. This fucking thing.
Speaking of gamers mad, like clockwork, Brian, Nintendo announced new games for Switch Online, and people are not happy.
Well, Jim, people, let me start by saying this. I do think people bitch too much about a service that's ultimately $20 a year, $20 or $25 a year, and you already have, how many games roughly do you think is on there? 50, maybe?
For each one, yeah, Nintendo maybe has 50, and Super NES, yeah, maybe it's around 40-ish, yeah.
And
like, it's been a slow drip with releases.
Very slow drip. You know it's not going to last forever. And there's a decent, maybe half the catalog is pretty okay. Putting all that aside though, the last couple releases weren't great, but then they hit you with this one, and it is for the Super NES. It's Super Baseball Simulator 1000, which we said is our favorite NES game. I don't know if we played the Super NES version.
We didn't. At least I didn't.
But yeah, if it's anything like that, then it's got to be pretty solid. Caveman Ninja, also known as Joe and Mac, which has its fans. I'll give it as underrated. I have played it. It's not that good. Magic Drop 2, what the fuck? Spanky's Quest, what the fuck? And then for the NES, Ninja Jaja Maru Kun. No idea. I'm not even going to pretend I even know what that is.
Yeah, so from what I've heard, like, Jaja Maru-kun is, like, a series that was popular in the early 80s for, like, through Japan. So I guess Nintendo's putting that on there for history?
No, Jim.
I don't know why.
We know why Nintendo put all these on here. They were
because they're cheap.
The cheapest titles because they're not making enough money from the $25 additional they're charging Amiibos, and they know how to screw their fans. And there are some people who are angry and still deal with it, and then there's people like you, Jim, who feel the need to go out on your shield trying to defend this terrible layout and just being like, oh, everyone's gonna bitch, but have you ever played it? No. But you've never played any of them either, so you're defending. What if they are the worst games? Bitching. But you are. You're bitching about people bitching. Yeah, you're taking the position like they could be good.
if they're the worst games, I'm not paying my $1.30 a month to fucking play them. That's not the draw. So here's the thing. Here's the thing where I'm sick of the bitching. You know what it is. It's been a couple years now. If Switch Online is the thing that, like, you know, the games that they put on there is your reason to have it and you're not happy with it, fucking cancel it then.
Yeah, but
Cancel it and stop bitching.
Can't you
but everyone who's
cancel
bitching
it,
isn't going to cancel it.
Like, basically, you lock yourself in for the year, right?
I forget what the payment
I'm
structure
pretty
is.
sure, like, if you want to do the 20, you pay for it. And yeah, it's not a ton of money. But this is, we just talked about how shitty, we know Nintendo's shitty to their fans. We know they suck with so many things.
Yeah, like, is this a great selection of games? No.
Is it even
But is
okay?
there 1,000?
No.
Is there 1,000 ways to play these games? The games you want to play? Yeah. So go fucking play them somewhere else then.
I started this by saying I agree. People want Mother 3, Mario RPG. We get it. That's fine.
Well, not even Mother 3 because they want the official translation for that. No, people want Earthbound.
Yeah, you know.
People
what I mean.
want Mario RPG is not going to happen because they're not going to spend the money to settle their fucking 25-year fucking feud with Square Enix at this point. It's not going to happen. So,
but
should they be putting like N64 and GameCube games on there? Yeah, of course they should. Should they be doing more with, you know, these Switch games or the online store? Yeah, of course they should. But it's been 4 years now. You know what it is. Like, they're obviously not going to change because they're still making their money. So fucking just stop signing up for it then.
But Jim, by you saying you know what it is, you also know what it is that people are going to complain when they do extra shitty games. Like, even if they threw out some kind of, and I don't know the backlog of what's already available,
Right.
but, you know, if they just threw like one or two, just always throw at least 2 gems onto, I guess, if they're always going to do 4 Super NES and 1 NES, throw 2 gems, like real gems, then 2 randos. And NES at this point, yeah, it's fine. You can keep
here's the
throwing.
thing, too, though. Like, Nintendo could be hamstrung because all these companies know that they could just sell it themselves and they would make way more money than licensing out the Switch Online. Like, that's why you can get the Jalicos and the shit like that of the world to throw their games on there because they're like, yeah, we're not doing anything with them. Throw it on there. That's why you see all their games on the Evercade and crap like that. So, like, Konami made a lot of money on their 3 collections of, like, Castlevania, Contra, and Arcade and shit like that. Like, they can do that. Capcom had their beat-em-ups collection. They have other collections. Like, they milk people with the Mega Man collections. They can do that. So, you're not going to wind up with the stuff on the $2 service.
But Jim, are you trying to suggest that Nintendo is hard up for money?
No, of course not.
So they're just cheap. So they're not like Microsoft bought Bethesda. And
well, here's the thing too. Before you get into that, here's the thing too. Every time they do eventually cave and put a game on there that people have wanted, it's always followed up with, okay, well, where's this? Like, people are never going to be happy anyway, so they're just going to have a reason to bitch and a reason to fucking, you know, do their little soapbox on Twitter.
Of course.
So,
and I don't
like
like that either.
Like,
but
Donkey Kong came out and it was immediately, well, where's Donkey Kong 2? It's like, motherfucker, you finally just got the one that everyone likes the most.
Yeah.
Like, so,
and I agree with that. And that's, to me, that's a more valid. But, like, you can't complain that people are complaining that they got dog shit this time. And I'm sorry, the amount of diehard defenders for Joe and Mac. Come on. You probably remember Joe and Mac the same way I remember Kid Chameleon. And then you go back and play it and you go, oh, that's not that good. So let's calm that down. Let's just admit, yeah, it's Nintendo being shitty. Like, we can all just say that instead of even trying to defend it at all. But you had to go out on your shield with this one.
I mean, it wasn't going on my shield. I was just bitching at the bitchers, so.
Yeah, going out on your shield. But like I said, your argument was flawed because you're like,
no,
you're bitching because you don't know these games, but you don't know those games.
I know some of them, but what do you call it? Like, it doesn't even matter because, like, it's immediately like you see the daily upload YouTubers who fucking had to get, who are immediately going to have their clout thing to be like, oh, we're really scraping the barrel of the barrel, like already getting their next, like, you know, fucking YouTube headline or fucking, you know, clickbait title ready to go for the easy rage clicks. So, like, it's just such disingenuous bitching. We all know what this is at this point. Fucking stop with the phoniness. So. Yeah, then I poked the bear. Yeah, I fucking poked the bear. Of course I wanted to. But, like, cause I'm just sick of seeing the same shit every single time. Like, fucking don't sign up for it then. Just stop.
Yeah.
You know what it is. You don't like it, fucking stop. But you're not going to stop because that's how you get your attention. So you just keep doing it. So you know what, they can put Battle Blaze, which Snastruck just did a good video on, and all the fucking boring low tier, like the true shit on there. And fucking I'll still go, maybe we should just give it a shot and see. Then you can be disappointed. But everyone's just bitching because they're like, well, what's this? I don't know. Spanky's Quest looks cute.
Don't you dare, Jim.
Looks cute.
Don't.
I like the little bubble mechanic.
Shut the fuck up.
Looks cute.
You're not gonna play any of these more than 5 minutes. And
Probably not.
It's charming.
Maybe we'll make a drinking game out of Super Baseball Simulator 1000. You never know.
Maybe
we'll do it out of Magical Drop too, Brian, just for spite.
What? That game I'm fine with. I told you. And that's one I'm like, okay, like I haven't played it, but if it's like the NES, I think it should be good.
What if Jajimara-kun's the hidden gem of the century?
No, it's not, Jim. It's not.
It's big over there. Maybe it can be big in the West.
Jim, I'm pretty sure there's enough YouTubers that have covered every version of hidden gems of anything ever that we would have heard about it by now.
Nah, they never dig deep enough.
Well, maybe not for you, but then again,
truly deeper.
Then again, Jim, we've evaluated your opinion on things, and we know where your opinion lies with the people.
Look, Brian, I'm a fan of deep, all right? You can always go a little further.
I could say something, but I won't.
I was setting you up for it.
I know you were. But no, don't you be a son of a bitch. Next time Nintendo does this, all I want you to do is say, yep, Nintendo sucks, and just leave it at that, Jim.
No, I won't.
Do it, or else.
Or else what?
You see all those games behind you?
Yeah.
How would you like to spend an entire day trying to find every single one of them?
Oh, fuck off.
Because you know I'll do it.
Fuck you.
That's his comeback, because he knows.
Because I know you're going to do it because you're an asshole. Like, I don't touch any of your shit.
Jim, you could, but it wouldn't bother me the way it bothers you. I'd be like, oh, damn it, and then I'd laugh. You have the ADD of, well, OCD, I should say, of, oh no, this one game that I'm not going to play again for 30 years is not in the right spot. Ah!
Yeah. The one thing I care about outside of my family, just fucking leave it be.
All right, then I'll put duct tape on all the inside of your underwear so that it sticks to your balls.
Good, fine. It already does.
That's what you get, Jim. That is what you get. All right, so then from our buddy Kitt, this is an interesting one, but he goes, if we could change one thing in gaming history, what would it be? I'd want Nintendo removed, just to see what would happen. That's the only thing that would make it real interesting. I don't know. I mean, Nintendo is the reason why we have all this shit, but if there never was a Nintendo, like, would Sega have still done what it did? Like, we know Sonic and a lot of the way it was built was meant to be a competitor. I don't know. Would the UK and their weird systems have taken over? I have no idea.
Oh, God. Can you imagine a world under the fucking ZX Spectrum cloud? Oh, God. Minor 2049ers, the new Mario. Oh, God. The industry would be doomed.
Like, I don't know if America would have hit the market a little harder. I don't, would Atari just kept pumping out bullshit after some point? That to me is the number one way to see, like, a true alternate history is one with no Nintendo. I'd be sad to shit, but then again, if it was never existed, I wouldn't know about it. I don't know. What do you think?
If I could change one thing for the better.
Well, does it say for the better?
Not for the better, but
oh, okay.
I want to come at it from the better.
From the better.
Yeah. You know what? Let's fucking... I would like to see what would happen if, like, Nintendo against the PlayStation had a console with a CD. If they, like, actually tried to compete instead of, like, sticking the cartridges with the N64. But, like, they kept the same, like, party game system and shit like that and a lot of the same games, but having a CD would open itself up to have had more of the games that left for the PlayStation for that reason. So, would they have prospered more? Would they have fallen on their face like Sega did with the Saturn? I think that would be really interesting to see.
Would you have wanted to see that what was it?
Which is funny because the cartridges is the reason I wanted an N64 over a PlayStation, because I despise loading times and went, what the fuck is this? Who would ever sit through this? But
did you want to see that legit come out, the what was it called, the Super NES PlayStation combo, or that console that was supposed to be both?
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Nintendo PlayStation. Yeah. You know what? Maybe that would be the closer version of my answer then. If the Nintendo PlayStation came out instead of them splitting off. I do think in the long run it's better that they split off.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but it would still be interesting to see just what would have happened to the whole landscape if that was the thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's the easy answers you could go for gaming history.
Like if Sega didn't fail, but they might have still failed, or Atari was American. What was the other? Was Microsoft really the next, the Xbox, the next American console? Yeah, pretty much.
I would have liked to have seen something on the in-between. Like, if an American console had come out that truly competed with, during the 8-bit and 16-bit era.
Yeah. Or even to give the Brit-Bongs a little love, if, say the Amiga was as big a hit in the U.S. as, so as, Nintendo was. And, there's, an actual competition between, the home computer market and, the home console market, but for, from day one.
Yeah, that would be... I mean, I'm always for more competition, but... Yeah, all those things, I mean... Who knows? Would Nintendo, if they had entered the CD market, would that have totally crashed them? Would that have catapulted them and hurt Sony in the long run? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, they probably would have kept Final Fantasy if that happened, so...
Yeah, no, that's true. That's definitely a good point. But, no, that's a great... I really like that question. What do you think would be the most... Well, I guess me answering Nintendo would be the most detrimental. What would probably be the most detrimental that you could think of?
Maybe if the game rating system was really strictly enforced. There would be no way for a young kid to get their hands on an M-rated game, that kind of deal.
Gotcha.
Maybe if they went true prohibition style with that craziness.
Do you think a real detriment in this day and age would be if for some reason they never figure out how to do gaming online?
Oh yeah, that would be a huge detriment.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of us tend to think back and love our local co-ops, couch co-ops and shit, but there is such a nice thing of being able to talk to your buddies all across the place.
Yeah, I mean, couch co-op was the thing because it's all we had, but once the internet kicked off, I mean, you don't... kids will hang out and, maybe they'll take turns playing Minecraft, but, for the most part, they're going to game. They're going to game from their couches in their bedrooms at this point.
Is there anything more annoying now, because we're so spoiled by doing that when you do have to split a screen, even when you're doing it on big TVs?
Oh, yeah. Then you just look at it and you're just like, oh, the fuck is this? Why am I doing this?
This doesn't look good at all. And going 4 screens, oh my god.
Jesus Christ. How can I not screen watch? I'm so used to just looking at the whole screen. Shit.
Damn it, Jim.
Victim of circumstance.
Don't you dare. You screen watch like a goddamn... You didn't even try to hide it. That's why I'd be afraid if you ever did get a good PC game, and if you ever did do COD or any of that, you would definitely be someone who would do aimbot.
What? Aimbot? At least I have some dignity, Brian.
That's just because you don't know how to do it. If it was offered to you for cheap and easy to do, you would do it.
Nah, because that would just be too... I wouldn't even play at that point. I would just be bored.
It certainly wasn't boring just rocketing us, you son of a bitch.
Well, Brian, I had the tactile reaction, of seeing you guys just get more and more mad and hate me more. Close up. The ball taps were worth it.
You didn't think so back then, Jim?
Yeah, well, I mean, I still popped out one kid, so... I had enough swimmers left to get that done.
You son of a bitch. No, but great question, Kitt. I really do like that one.
Yeah, and especially for the people out there, let us know in the comments or shoot us a message what you think would be the biggest change or one that you would have wanted to see from all of gaming history.
Yeah.
Because I want to say maybe no day one DLC like was never a thing, but like that would just happen eventually anyway.
I thought DLC right away, but I was like, I still go back to what we said as a solution DLC. Just make games $70 now, like, and have everything in it. Like, we've had $60 games since NES.
Yeah, I think that's a stopgap though. And actually, during the PS1 era, they were $50 new.
Yeah, so it's just like maybe it is time to increase and there's drop out DLC and that bullshit.
Yeah, but the game industry though, like they would do the same thing, but then be charging you more, and we all go, well, I guess we're fucked new.
Yeah, well, that's what Nintendo does.
Maybe bought. Yeah, well, I mean that's why suckers still pre-order games and don't wait 3 months for them to drop by 50%. So, fuck you, Days Gone. I'm not paying full price.
Jim, pay full price if you like games.
I do like games.
Jim, but you pay full price for Nintendo games. That's what drives me crazy. And all these weird limited run games that are all just feeding Switch.
But Brian, that's the FOMO. I need my FOMO.
I know, you son of a bitch.
Brian, I'm a game preservationist, I'll have you know.
Don't
so I'm doing really for the
don't
future.
You
for the future
dare.
of the hobby, you should be thanking me right now, actually.
All right, if you want to save the future of the hobby, then get Vectrex.
One day.
Jim, sell off all your Switch collection and get Vectrex.
Fuck that.
Come on. Actually, you'd probably only need to sell like 10 of your games. You'd be good.
Then I'd have to buy Vectrex games. That's a whole different... Actually, I think there's a flash card for it now. So I really just do need a system. That's about it.
That's all you need, Jim. Come on. Do it for...
I could play Save Mary.
There you go. Do it for the gram.
That's the Atari game. Spike? Is it called Spike? I think it's called Spike, the one I'm thinking of.
I'm mad that you even know that much about it.
See, Brad? I know my shit. You doubt me. It's like when I say, just sit there and play, Juru-Juru-Kun or whatever the hell it was called.
You don't even know, you son of a bitch.
Habba-looba-loo. Zibba-wobble-dooble.
All right, Chambers, so we're back. I'm still continuing on with my Lucky Buddhas. This next one, it kind of smells like artificial cereal. Or like, basically artificial sugar, I should say, in cereal. Still not good, but I'm going through them. What do you got?
All right, Bri, I have moved on to the Key Lime Fluffies. It is a key lime parfait sour by the North Park Beer Company. So, comes out of San Diego, California, with key lime, lactose, marshmallow cream, and vanilla beans. 8.2% alcohol, cool. And an interesting little art on the front. So, it's basically made to be limes riding clouds, but this definitely just looks like some limes fucking some clouds here.
That really does look good.
Especially, it's a little thing there, but the one guy has a no face going, so yeah. That's some cloud rape going on right there, folks.
Does it actually taste like key lime?
I haven't tasted it yet. I'm going to do it right now.
Yeah, see, that looks thick.
Ooh, it's a thick boy. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa, that is interesting.
Was this from your box?
Yeah. Wow, that's really... Because you really get the... Wow, that's pretty cool. You get the sour hits really... that's the first big mouthfeel. But then it, dissipates into, the vanilla cream kind... Marshmallow cream feel, too. It's all really coming through and hitting, the different parts of the tongue.
Interesting. Yeah, a key lime parfait. That's the first time I've ever heard that in a beer, so...
That's really different.
Is it boozy for 8-point-some%?
It doesn't taste boozy at all.
That could be dangerous.
That's extremely dangerous. This first one I had was, what was the alcohol in this? I think it was light. Yeah, this one was 4.7, the raspberry lemon one.
Yeah.
And it was good, and I killed that super fast. So I think this one's going to be definitely more of a sipper, an unintentional sipper.
That sounds like straight up just drinking a dessert.
It is like drinking a dessert.
Damn, that's one that interests me. It sounds like so many of those beers you get from that box are all West Coast. Like Colorado, California, Seattle, like that.
Craft Beer Kings definitely seems to be mostly structured around California and Florida. That's where most of them have been coming from. When I had the original craft beer box, that was a lot of Midwest stuff. So that was a lot of South and Midwest, and this is a lot of California and Florida. So,
is it just one of each kind, or is it multiple cans of the same?
One of each kind.
One of each kind. Nice.
Yeah, what do you call it? Craft beer box was 3 to 4 of, and and they would give you like 3 to 4 different ones and 3 to 4 of each. Where Craft Beer Kings gives you just an assortment of different stuff.
Yeah. That's interesting. Which box do you prefer?
Definitely Craft Beer Kings, just because I tend to like the selection way more.
Gotcha.
Like, everything was either with the craft beer box was either like brown ales, lagers, which is fine, but you definitely get way more selection with the Kings.
Do you remember how much that cost?
I think either one you're probably paying. I think Kings is more expensive. I think Kings was like around $100 a month, maybe. But
Gotcha.
so you're definitely paying for it. But the selection, I would say it made it worth it. Check my videos. Check the videos I did on both of these boxes.
Nice. All right, Jim. But speaking of checking videos, I saw this. I had to put it up here. I know you don't play the game. It's one I really want you to because it's on Pass.
Yeah, this one's all you.
But Dead by Daylight, they've been teasing that a new chapter's coming out, and it's coming out in June, and they just released, as of today, May 25th. It's Resident Evil, and it's going to be Nemesis is the killer you can be, and they're adding Leon and Jill to the game, which you could have, I could have almost done a Gamers Mad, because the Dead by Daylight crowd are a very interesting one. They're very vocal, the ones that are diehard for it especially. But when they heard about this, they were just pissed. They're like, there's so many other horror icons. Like, the game has done a great job for licensing. They got Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, the Demogorgon from Stranger Things, the pig chick from Saw. So they hit major franchises. But then they also sometimes throw in like more obscure, random, just like this is a clown. And they, for another license, someone like me is really excited, but they're like, oh, you should get like Pennywise or Jeepers Creepers, or like, just go down whatever. They even got Pyramid Head from Silent Hill, so they do hit.
I was actually going to ask you, like, do you think they would be less pissed if Pyramid Head was in there, because it would be a little bit of a deeper cut?
Yeah, no, he's in there. So, and the last one was this Asian guy from, I don't know if he's an actual character from an anime or something, but there was a big thing about him, and a lot of people were pissed with that. But they're just like, basically like, aren't there enough Resident Evil games? I'm like, but everyone was happy with Silent Hill. I'm all for it. I think that's awesome. It's the only interesting part is like when they add characters. Like they added Bill from Left 4 Dead as a survivor.
Nice.
It is always weird. Like, I love throwing Leon and Jill in there, but like you can't use a gun, you can't do any of that stuff. So I'm just really excited. But does this at all maybe make you go, maybe I will try that game out, especially because you have it on Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, if it's on Game Pass and like we do a night of it for a stream or something, I'll play it. Like, that's fine. Like, it's nothing I'm going to go out of my way to play, because the asymmetrical games, like,
they still don't do it for you.
I like them, but like, you kind of play one, you play them all in a way. Like, I know you can go to the nitty gritty of all of them, but
sure. But I felt like you enjoyed playing like Friday the 13th and Evolve.
I do like them, but like with the limited time I have to game, like, unless I'm doing it with you or with people I know, I'm not going to play it by myself.
You're not going to do it by yourself. Okay. Yeah. And also, it's always cool when they do these. So it looks like the map they offer is the police station from RE2. I don't know if there's another one, but at a minimum, I see that map. So, yeah, man, I am all for this. I will definitely. I haven't, as of yet, ever gotten one of these things like the day it was released, but I'll do it this time. And definitely be streaming the shit out of it.
Okay, you know what I'm saying here? This is just people mad that like something that's too normies in their game. That's what it is. The fucking horror dorks are mad that something too normies in there, because they have a bunch of characters I've seen from like Silent Hill and shit like that. So yeah, that's all I can think it is.
It's like you say, Jim.
It's like the reverse of it's Gamers Mad. It's the reverse of people mad when like they threw Street Fighter into Fortnite and they went, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, it's a fucking cross promotion.
Yeah, exactly.
So like Dead by Daylight looks like it's turning into like just a celebration of horror in general. Like, how you're not gonna have Resident Evil in there?
Yeah, I don't know why it's a bad thing. I still commend the game. I think Dead by Daylight came out in 2016. So they've done visual updates. They've done mechanic updates, and they just keep adding as opposed to just being like, well, here's Dead by Daylight 2. Like, and I like that because if you have a solid enough engine, just keep adding characters that people want to see. Right. And I think they only charge $4 or $5 for the whole bundle of new characters. I think it's that, or maybe it's $10. I can't remember. But that's not bad at all for 3 new complete characters and a new map. It's like, don't complain too much.
Yeah, I mean, like, you get Ash, and you get, like, I'm looking through the character list, I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So it's a classic thing where it's like, yeah, is there more characters you could throw in there? Of course. But, when they throw in Pennywise, someone's going to bitch. It's like anything else. It's like Nintendo Switch Online. They give you something you want so they can throw in Pennywise, and then someone's going to be mad they don't have basket case in there. So it's going to be that kind of thing.
Jim, I would so welcome someone being truly upset no basket cases. If there's no Belial.
we need turkey from Thanksgiving.
Oh my God! That. Jim, who's winning in the fight? Turkey or Belial?
Oh, turkey.
Belial's got that strength, Jim.
Bride Turkey's been in space and he's come back from it.
This is true. This is true. That movie.
And he's also a father, Bride. As a fellow father, I have to go for turkey.
And if you guys out there know what you're talking about, you're probably lucky, but go ahead and check out Thanksgiving and
do not watch Thanksgiving 3.
No. And if you're wondering, well, how about we should watch Thanksgiving 2? There is no Thanksgiving 2. There's only Thanksgiving 3.
It's a joke.
Yep. It's kind of like those Naked Guns, 33 and a third, or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, 1, 2.5, 33 and a third.
Yeah. Those movies had their time.
Goddamn right. Timeless.
So yeah, I can't wait.
That old comedy.
Jim, I'm going to push you hard to make sure you have it downloaded, pay the money, get that on there, and we're going to play that.
Yeah, I'll play it. I'll set a night to be like, all right, I got to stream this night. So.
Put away your goddamn claims.
Right, it's already done. I already my tax done by then.
All right, Chambers. Now we're going to move on to my favorite thing. And I struggled here which one I was going to give you, the song or the game. I decided the game, and here's the deal. It's an extremely popular song and band. I don't know for sure if you will pick it up right away. So I'm going to let you listen. The game is actually Dr. Mario on the NES. And it's Fever Song, but I think it's just the actual main theme.
Yeah, okay.
So tell me when you click it. Give me the 3, 2, 1 so I can put it into the video.
All right, clicking. Of course, it'll probably hit me with an ad, so
sure.
Like the usual. So 3, 2, 1, clicking link. So I went right into it. Okay.
Yep. And I know you're familiar with this game, right?
I don't really like Dr. Mario, but I do know this song.
Is it hitting any chord with you with a song you might know? Just think of that.
That's what I'm trying to focus on.
So Jim's currently listening. I'm going to try not to talk as much. And I'll let this loop because this is something we won't get hit for. Fucking YouTube.
Says you, Brian. We're going to get fucking hit again, guys.
Well, it is not loop, so never mind.
Do not loop. We struggle as it is. But, shit. Like, it's kind of on my tongue, but, like, All
right, so I decided to put the instrumental version of the song that it is. So I just put the song up there, Jim, and I want you to go ahead and check it out and click it.
Yeah, ready? Let's see.
So Jim's looking at the link right now. Tell me when you click it and do the 3, 2, 1 for that as well.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. 3, 2, 1, click.
So Jim clicked it. It's Lady Madonna by the Beatles.
Oh, you know what? I never would have gotten that because I don't know the Beatles good enough.
And that's why I said I didn't think you would, because you and I have talked. We know Jim and
I don't dislike the Beatles. I just never got into them.
They're just kind of boring. And even though it was like one of my dad's favorite bands.
I do the most influential band ever. You can't say anything. You can't just say, yeah, they're all right. No, you either got to suck them off. Or if you say they suck, then you're an edge boy. And everyone's going to call you, ooh, edgy.
Jim, would you say they're the Nintendo of the music world?
Yeah, in some way, kind of.
So yeah. What do you think from that opening? I think it's pretty cut and dry.
Definitely similar.
Yeah. Is that? And that's not even though the general melody, I feel like even the beat is like the tempo is kind of similar.
It's pretty close. Yeah, it's like the Beatles song's a little slowed down, but no, it's pretty close though.
Yeah. And that's more what I was expecting when I was doing this, like super popular like Beatles songs to be recreated and stuff. And it's not too hard to imagine anyone being inspired by the Beatles while developing game in the 80s.
Oh yeah, we're like ever. Like if anyone ever rips off the Beatles, it's not a shock.
Yeah. So this one we think it's pretty obvious, but make sure listen below. The full links are down here. We got the little clips in the video. But, check them out for yourselves. Let us know what you think.
Make them copyright happy, goddammit. We need our 3 cents if we're lucky.
Jim, it's all perpetuity.
It's not even about that. It just fucks the reach. Our reach is fucked as is. We don't need to shoot ourselves in the foot anymore.
Jim, don't worry. As soon as you do your modeling like Tina, we're gonna take off. Wouldn't you be so pissed but happy?
I mean, if I never had to work again, then shit. I gotta say no.
But Jim, are you trying to suggest that YouTubing and Twitching is not real work?
I would never suggest such an obvious statement.
You son of a bitch.
Now, calm down. All right, seriously, though, stop your bitching.
All right, James. So I have which is better here, and it's a little deep dive, but something you and I both hold pretty in our hearts. Comes to us from Fallout 3. Two weapons which I think epitomize the best weapons from Fallout 3. And yes, I do know they're in other games, but for me and Jim, this was one we talked about back in the day. But the Syringer or the Nuka launcher. And just to give you a quick idea, the Syringer is a weapon that you find the blueprint for, eventually you assemble it, kind of mid to late game. And at first you think like, oh, how useful is this going to be? And then you realize once you shoot like a Deathclaw or some of those giant, the behemoths, I forget if they have other names, you can paralyze them almost immediately for like 30 seconds, and then you can just fill them up with other like damage. They get up, you paralyze them again over and over. I thought it was one of the most overpowered things in that game, but it was so satisfying to do that thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the Nuka launcher. I mean, you take a mini nuke and launch it. That's all I can say. It's one of those weapons where I'm so guilty of, like, I just hoard so much ammo, so when I get endgame, I just go around and just like, do, because I'm like, I'm never going to use 30 of these. It's so satisfying. You do get hit with a little bit of radiation if you don't have some kind of special suit on. But goddamn, there's like that look of launching a mini nuke at something is just devastating. So I wanted to start with you, Jim. Which do you think is better?
It's pretty cut and dry. The Nuka launcher is really cool, but the Syringer is so overpowered. And it's so overpowered even as, like, lowest level. And I don't know, I remember my playthrough, I had it pretty early on, so I don't know if it just depends on the way you go or whatever, but...
Well, yeah, that could definitely be. For me, I remember getting it. It was one of those, by the time I got it, I said, son of a bitch, this would have made this game easier.
Oh, no, I used mine, like, it was like, maybe my second or third playthroughs, maybe one of those times I just went and got it right away. But I was just like, holy fuck, like, that just makes, like... I think there was one playthrough I did at Fallout 3 where I didn't do any combat without starting with the Syringer and then switching to something else. So, even at its lowest level, like, you can upgrade it to make it, like, instantly crippling, like, just ridiculous. But even at its lowest level, you cripple anything enough to make them slow, you just have the advantage. It's too good. Like, Nuka Launcher's fun, but it's so unwieldy and, like, you know, getting the ammo for it's such a pain in the balls and blah, 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 blah. Like, that's the fun, cool one you do a couple times, but Syringer's Old Faithful. That's the one you go to bed with right there. So, like, Syringer's just way too good.
So I'll go opposite because I agree with everything you're saying. I think it's all in all, in theory, kind of more powerful for the reasons you said. But that's similar to like getting the metal blades in Mega Man 2. Like once you get metal, where you're almost forced. You know you're gonna do it, and if you the second you get in trouble, you're gonna pull it out. Whereas like the Nuka, like you're savoring using it, and when you do use it, it's a different experience. Like you use it so few and far in between. And because the ammo is scarce, it has weight to it, all these reasons, like you're never just running around just using it. And when you finally can, it's that moment of like the end of an action movie where it's like, yeah. Whereas a Syringer, maybe because it is a little too OP, like you abuse the shit out of it. And it does, I'm not going to say it breaks the game, but it definitely will force your hand if you want to make the game a little bit easier on yourself. And spending however many hours on that, going through another goddamn subway tunnel with a million ghouls. I'm just going to go ahead and pop this out so I don't have to waste down on other stuff.
No, I'm just going to use my Syringer and cut through the straight ahead path and just syringe all the death claws and run by them.
Yeah.
And I have to fucking worry about them and make life so much easier. Fuck those sewers. God. Worst part of that game.
But no, I go with the just to me when I think the most iconic weapon from any of the Fallouts, I go launcher. I go the fun I have of being able to launch that shit is just it's amazing. But yeah, the Syringer, if I was making a list of most overpowered weapons, that would probably have to be up there. I don't know much that could actually beat that in another game. The metal blades in Mega Man 2. Actually, maybe this will be a good six-pack video. I don't know. I think a few
other most like overpowered weapons ever. Yeah. Metal blades and Syringer kind of have to be on there.
What else could be on there? I feel like the one thing I think is cheap. People sometimes say Odd Job's hat, but it's Odd Job that's cheap. I don't think it's necessarily.
Yeah, Odd Job in general is cheap.
But yeah, I don't look at his hat as an OP thing.
Yeah, you can't even say Golden Gun because that's like a mode.
Yeah. See, I would now there are some like those Kimbo shotguns from Modern Warfare 2.
I was gonna say, would you throw like the 74U in there?
I would put one. I would definitely pick a COD gun. I feel like the most notorious was the Kimbo shotguns for the reach, how quickly they could reload, and the devastation. Like they just took people out. That. But I'm trying to think like. Can you think of another gun from a game that you just go, oh damn, once I have this, there's nothing.
I know there's one. You know what? Gunstar Heroes, when you combine Chaser and Laser together.
Oh, yeah. You get so mad if you accidentally...
You just hold fire the whole time, and it becomes a platformer, and you're avoiding weapons.
Yeah, that does break the game. That's definitely true. Yeah, so... Let us know what you think below. Which is better? You know, the Syringer or the Nuka launcher, for whatever reason you have. But Jim and I, we love... Did you played New Vegas, but you never played 4, right?
Yeah, I still never played 4.
Do you have 4?
I think I do.
I'd be interested. I want you to play it just so we can talk about some of the things in there.
Yeah, I do have to get around to that. So.
Yeah.
That's going to be a time where it's just like, look, you have to be consistent on the site because this is going to take all my time.
Yeah.
It's either we have no uploads or, what do you call it? Or we keep having supplemental content and fucking I never get around to it. So. Either or.
Or you just say Sandy. I'm the man in the house. I'm doing this tonight.
Brian.
And then Jim calls me to sleep at your place. Silence.
Nothing to say. I love you.
All right. So next and final topic, another recurring bit here. We have our overrated, underrated, and it's something I'm actually shocked I didn't double check myself. We never touched on.
Yeah.
Simpsons arcade game. I was thinking of a few different arcade games that I could throw on here. But I feel like this is one you and I may actually agree on this. We definitely love. We did. It was
our top 10 one.
It was one of our first drunk playthroughs.
Yeah, that was an early drunk long play.
Notorious. I feel like if you ever look up a top 10 arcade game list, it's probably going to be on there.
Yeah.
And but you and I both I think, kind of had the same reaction afterwards. That it's fun, but it's a bit repetitive. And like the it's also terribly short, right? Like that one.
Yeah, it's an arcade game. It's an arcade beat 'em up. They're not long. They're not meant to be long.
But the question is, do you think it's overrated or underrated for how much it's loved?
Am I going first?
Yeah.
It's completely overrated. It's up there with X-Men for me, where like going back, especially when I had one on Xbox Live, they're unless you're playing with friends, it's fucking boring. Like they get boring fast. And unless you're like challenging yourself to like try and have like a no death run or shit like that. Like if you're just sitting down there to play it as like a thing to enjoy, it gets boring really quick. So like they're definitely those are games that are meant to be played with a friend in the arcade or at the height of their popularity when you're a little kid. And we all have nostalgic glasses for those games. We all love them, and they definitely have that FOMO thing too, where like they've barely been ported anywhere else. But when you kind of just sit down and really, like, if you're honest with yourself, you're going to go, yeah, it is what it is. Like, it's fun. It's a big part of our childhoods, but it's not that great overall.
Yeah. No, I mean, pretty much that's
one I don't like to try and be devil's advocate for, but I can't think of a way that I can like really argue with it.
The only thing I could have thought was like, if you think of Impact and like how many other shows have games that are truly that much fun that aren't derived originally from comics.
Right.
So it's kind of like that is the probably best game that represents a show. But the Simpsons, like, it's easy to call Simpsons a show.
And it's weird too because like the game's based on like season 1 too.
Yes.
With the art style. So like it's not even like based on like the heyday of the show.
I mean, it is like I said, it is fun as shit to play. I do lump this in with a lot of arcade games, like you just did with X-Men. I even lump this in with like Turtles. Like they're fun. They're great playing with a friend. The soundtrack isn't particularly memorable. And the differences between the characters is so minimal. Like you have Marge with the vacuum, so it's probably that's the best reach. But like outside of that, it's just. Okay, you just pick who you like, Homer, Bart,
Yeah, and I'd almost want to say, let's keep this for a separate one, but we'd have the same discussion, like what you said with Turtles in Time. Fucking all the Turtles beat 'em ups. They're good, but they're not as good as people make them out to be.
I think it's just the love of the Turtles is overriding.
That's what it is. They're good licensed games. They're not great beat 'em ups on their own. Because, the foot soldiers, they have some different abilities, but, like, you're still fighting foot soldiers every level. Like, it gets boring after a while.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing with your buddy and then you're having a fuckload of fun. Like, that's where the fun comes from with these games. Like, that's why it's rare when you have, like, a Streets of Rage that can be fun again, playing single player.
That's the asterisk I feel like you always have to put next to the arcades. Because granted, the arcade games are built for multiplayer. And like Jim said,
they're built for multiplayer, they're built for quarter punching.
Yeah, and if the Simpsons arcade game was available everywhere, there would be that initial every YouTuber, oh my god, Simpsons games. But real quickly, people would be like, oh yeah, is this really one of the best? And be like maybe, but they're only the best people who have nostalgia. There's a whole generation of people now who probably don't give two fucks Simpsons at all because they didn't grow up like we did. So
well, I mean, Simpsons is like Star Wars at this point, where it's been more bad than good.
Yeah, and the magic is gone. So you kind of just go, okay, this is just a random fun arcade game for someone new coming to it. But at this point, like
you could give it to a kid in this day and age, or like even play with their kids when they're old enough. They wouldn't have fun with it.
But they're gonna goddamn play it.
They're gonna play Super Rage.
I do love those memes where it's like. All right, listen. I'll let you stay up later. I'll give you $20 if you beat like all Silver or something. Where you just give them a game that's like impossible. Right. What would be your go-to challenge game if you had to give one? For like,
if I was going to be an asshole, I'd be like, oh, here's Ninja Gaiden 3. Go beat it.
Yeah. What's a more reasonable game that you would just be like, oh, that's pretty good. Actually beat it.
Maybe I'll just stick with Ninja Gaiden and say Ninja Gaiden 1 because it has it continues at least.
Yeah.
So you can train. Like, I want to say, like, punch out because, like, with the input lag, like, it'll be impossible on anything but an old CRT. So,
Jim,
that would be fair.
Jim, are you suggesting people back in the day?
No, I mean, people beat it back in the day. This is all you had. You didn't get a lot of games back then. Most people.
Jim, that should be what we regulate. If you want a new game, you gotta beat this old game.
Yeah, exactly. Like, fucking... Here you go. Beat Streets of Rage 3 by yourself on hard or something like that. Make it real painful on them.
Jim, it would kill your ego. What if you were like you set a crazy high score galga behind you, and then you're like, all right, if you want it, you gotta beat the score. And what if she beat it first or second try?
That'd be part of the course for me, I'm such a beaten, broken man at this point.
Would it be
all pride is fleeting.
Damn it, Jim.
All accomplishments are only momentary. Live in the moment because it's not gonna last.
Jim.
Right, it's the goal of every father to your kids better at everything. So I would have to be a proud father at that point.
Yeah, but you gotta accept there's that period of passing torch. But if it's too soon, then you're like, damn it.
Oh no, of course in the back of my head I'd be like, you little motherfucker. But I'm all human. Come on now.
Oh man. So yeah,
bring out the whip. You do not upset Dad like that. You did not upset me.
So what do you guys think? We know there's and like Jim and I, we said it is our favorite Simpsons game. With two players, you can't not have fun with that game. Yeah. Especially if you love Simpsons. Like if you don't care about Simpsons, I don't even know how it would rank for you. You may just find it as like a kind of entertaining thing. But let us know what you think below. Is it overrated? Is it underrated? We both kind of feel it's got to be overrated.
Yeah. Be honest with yourself, peoples.
So Jim, the real question now is how is that key lime parfait treated?
Fucking good. Oh my god, this is a delicious little goddamn beer. Like this, I am shocked by like how good and like the depth of flavor it is. And then the lime's fucking clouds in the front too. That's just
I definitely that's one I really want to try to see if they have locally. Like
I'm gonna make a post of that for what do you call Thirsty Thursday on Instagram. So
yeah,
that'll be a reference point for you. But no, that is a very highly recommended beer. The raspberry lemon's fine.
Man, the Lucky Buddha. Here's the deal. If you want a really cool bottle. Get it? Because honestly, there's not a lot of cool bottles when it comes to beer. Like
that would have been a really cool one back in college when you like collect fucking liquor bottles and shit. Yeah, that on the shelf.
But it's you know what it is? Now that I've gone through it's like it's like I said, I can't at all say it's good. But it's so just it's like I'm drinking a Miller Bud Light. Like I almost forget for a second. Oh no, it's just this. So
the way Singtel is my Chinese Rolling Rock, that's your Chinese.
Without trying Singtel, if you're comparing it to Rolling Rock, I'd probably put it just a hair above that. So that's why I'm interested. We'll do a little exchange. I want to see. We're gonna have to. You know what? We do have to. We gotta find Tiger. No, Asashi's Japanese. We gotta find every Chinese beer we can.
Every Chinese beer we can find at Acme. We have to get them all.
So we're gonna have a little. Maybe we'll bring back blind taste.
The old blind taste test. Yeah, one of them.
Yeah. We did with American beers. That's popular. So why not do it with the most popular Chinese beers?
But right, they're the most popular.
They are, damn it. So with that, to everyone who's watching, thank you so much. And once again, everyone that's submitted for no IPA, please, if you want to get in on it, check the link below for the rules and what you can win. We really appreciate all the support. Everyone buying t-shirts. Really appreciate it. If you want to get yours, check it out on the links below.
And especially to our lovely patrons, thank you once again.
You're the best. With that, we want to say thank you all. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And have a good night. And cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Jim the Buddha is kissing.